Okay, let's get to it, Rob. We've deep into the segment already.
It's the
JJ Redick,
I get it. Go ahead.
Yes, JJ Redick. He. For those of you who, follow what's going on in the sports broadcasting game, he and Stephen A. went at it. Stephen A. said he doesn't think players fear LeBron. I've said the same thing. I don't think players fear LeBron. And here's what JJ Redick. Do we have sound or do I need to just read it? We have sound. Here he is.
LeBron has grown up in a different age than Michael Jordan did. LeBron has grown up in an age where everybody has a microphone, everybody has a Twitter account, there's 24/7 news cycle. We, collectively, as a society, have damn near tried everything to somehow discredit or dismantle LeBron's legacy. And all that guy has done is win, break records, build enterprises, build schools. There's certainly a level of respect, but for the fear factor, if you get into a playoff series with LeBron, if you're prepping to play LeBron, you're certainly fearful of who he is as a player. Physically, I took a charge on LeBron my 5th year in Orlando. I caught his spin move perfectly. I ended up with 11 stitches under my eye. And I was standing there knowing he was going to make that spin move. And was I standing there in fear? Absolutely. Absolutely I was.
Well, yeah. In that instance, if I'm taking the charge on a play, the JJ Redick's what? Was he 6'4" guard? Of course he's going to be fearful in that moment. Credit to him, he took the charge.
That's a different
twice as big as
that's
right.
fearful.
Chris,
that's his idea of fearful of LeBron.
Yeah, that's totally. I mean, Shaq. You know what I mean? Any huge guy,
any big guy, LeBron can run you over. I mean,
absolutely.
That part. But
I bet
there
Isaiah
is a degree,
Stewart would put spark fear in him if he was coming down full speed and JJ Redick had to take a charge on it. That's not the good logic. Rob, I said this on First Things First. I was talking to a former player, all-star perimeter player, who played against LeBron and Kobe. And he told me, we're just talking off the record. He said he had great respect for LeBron and Kobe. Both of them are awesome, according to him, and all of us. And he said, look, the difference in going against LeBron and going against Kobe was that it was like the difference in fighting Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. He was like, they're both so great, you're going to lose. They're going to beat you. But if you fight Floyd Mayweather, he's going to beat you because he's excellent, but it's not really going to be that painful, Right. And if you fight Mike Tyson, it's going to be painful. He said LeBron is so great, he was going to beat you, but it wasn't going to be that painful. Whereas Kobe was going for your jugular every play, and it was going to hurt when he beat you. Now, he wasn't saying Kobe's better than LeBron, and I think that's a good metaphor he used or analogy. And I think, look, Floyd Mayweather historically is a better fighter than Mike Tyson. And so it's not about who's better, but I think LeBron's style of play, when you're guarding a guy that's going to try to score it on you 90% of the time, totally. Michael Jordan, Kobe, right? Every time they're coming at you and they got the skills to do it. That is a lot more frightening than guarding a guy who, he's going to score and he's going to do his thing, but he's also looking to pass, get others involved, and that's look, Magic Johnson's better than Steph Curry, but it would be more harrowing, I think, to guard Steph Curry. You got to chase him around. He's shooting a ball a ton. Then Magic, who's going to get guys involved, passing the ball into Kareem in the post and all of that. So to me, it's more of a stylistic thing than like, oh, LeBron's not great.
Right.
Everybody knows he's great.
That's not it. And the other thing, too, is like, this is what kills me. So we get how the news cycle and stuff has changed, Chris, right? We're all into it. Yes, we get
absolutely.
that. But also, like the accolades and all the good stuff he does is also magnified and also put out there. Right. So it is both. It's both sides. Michael Jordan didn't have all that either. I mean, like the positive or the good stuff. Like you didn't even hear about most of the stuff, right?
Right.
People, Chris, we didn't have enough room in the newspaper to write every time somebody went to visit kids in the hospital. You might write one feature about what he's doing, but that wasn't everyday news.
Well, and look, and to LeBron's credit and his team, LeBron has done a great job of using, whether it's traditional media or social media, to promote what he does. When he opened his school in Akron, and I've been to the school, I've talked to people there that run the school. It's a great, absolutely great thing LeBron is doing there. But he's not the first guy to open a school.
Thank you. And
Jalen Rose has a school. David Robinson had a school. Remember down Carver Academy, I think it was called? And
that's not to knock LeBron, but don't make it like he's just done something that nobody's ever done. Jalen Rose has a very successful school, Chris, in Detroit.
And again, credit to LeBron, but that also, Rob, to your point, that's a positive way to use the technology today.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, JJ's trying to say, well, you don't have all that. Yeah, but on the positive side, too, it's worked in his advantage as well. You know why? Chris, he can put his own message out. Where Michael Jordan couldn't put his own message out back in the 80s and 90s. Right. No, you had to be in the New York Times or the Chicago Sun-Times or the Chicago Tribune. Those were the only places you could get your story out.
Yeah, and I also think, JJ, when he says we've done everything to dismantle LeBron's legacy, that's not true. Look, there are people out there that aren't LeBron fans. We know that. LeBron's
there are plenty of LeBron memes
right, and then
there.
There's plenty of people that love him. I don't think now, some people may have an ulterior motive. But a lot of people are just calling it like they see it.
100%.
And I've said it, Rob. Today's athletes, without question, I don't know if you disagree or not, but I feel strongly today's athletes, without question, are under more scrutiny than any athletes in American history and probably world history. And it's because, Rob, you know this, there weren't always national radio shows like this. There certainly weren't always national television debate shows every single day, every single weekday, where every little thing that a player, LeBron and others, he gets it more because he's such a great superstar. But these players, everything they say or do is scrutinized to the nth degree. And then social media blows it up even more. So I get all that. And I do. I mean, it would have been interesting to see a Michael Jordan, a Magic Johnson, a Larry Bird, a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, in the O.J. Simpson, in these, and I know it went south for him, after his career, but I mean during your career. Like, it would have been interesting to see how these guys handled that. And some of them, it might not have gone so well. I don't know.
When Michael went down to Atlantic City during the playoffs, there might have been 1,000 pictures of him taken, Chris.
Absolute, right.
Right? Okay, and Michael hanging out, and Michael going to clubs and all that. So there's a lot of other stuff as well. I get this. I think it works both sides. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I get what of course. I mean, the scrutiny is more than ever. But I don't think, I mean, again, a handful of people out there, sure. I don't think, though, there are people, like the phrase, we've done everything we can to discredit and dismantle LeBron's legacy. I don't agree with that.
No, because this is where people are. They think, if you're not on board, Chris, you're a hater.
Right.
No. If you ask me who's the better player, I'm going to tell you Michael Jordan and give you the reasons why. In making my case, I have to give you the negatives about LeBron.
Right.
That's how you make a case.
You hate LeBron.
Oh, I don't think he's a good player.
A lot. I've done several stories.
I've said he's number 2 on my list. How could that be? How could that be that I hate him?
Right. If you can think Michael Jordan's better and still like LeBron and I mean, like you said, you got him second, I got him second. And how's that hating? It's not
doesn't make
hating
sense
at
to
all.
me. Right. It doesn't make sense.
And vice versa. You can think LeBron's the GOAT and not be a Michael Jordan hater.
Exactly. And Scottie Pippen. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, Pippen's I don't know if Pippen's a hater or not. I bet you, Rob, I bet you he's talked to Michael Jordan within the last month.
I say no.
And I bet you it was all good. I bet he didn't, I bet it was good. Honestly.
I don't think so. I think Michael hold a grudge, man. This late in the game and all they've been through, for him to be doing that to sell a book, man. How much you need? How much do you need for the book? Because Mike could probably give him more than he'll make on that book, Chris. To be honest, I'm dead serious.
Right.
Like, how much do you
look,
need?
Michael showed him The Last Dance before it went public, and he was good with it. That's my point. Like, now all of a sudden he got an issue. You saw it, and you were cool with it. So I don't know if when he talks to Michael, it's a different story. You know what I mean? And then when he's not talking to him, he's bold and brash. But